Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Yes, as you all know that we have started. Good morning. Good morning once again to everyone. Ayush, I request you to please sit alone in your class.
Yeah, ma'am. She's just alone, but she's just coming and helping me.
Please pay attention here. Yes, so as you all know that we have already started our chapter number 11, tables and shares. In this chapter, we are learning about the multiplications and division. So yesterday we have started with the multiplication properties and you have done how to do the multiplication verbally also with the mental maths. As I told you to learn the tables also, please keep learning the tables. I can ask anytime till 15, please learn the tables. Okay? Yes. Now today we are going to do one more method that is called row and column method of multiplication. When you go somewhere, no, right? When you go, when you do go in theaters, right? Yes or no? You go to theaters to watch movie?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What have you observed? In which kind of the arrangement has been done with the seats?
Row wise, ma'am.
Only row wise?
And column wise. Alphabet rows wise.
Row wise.
And
Okay.
column wise.
So row wise and column wise you observe the seats are arranged. Okay. And what else? Where else you see the things are arranged in row and column?
Ma'am,
Yes.
in classroom. Yes.
Very good.
Ma'am,
Yeah, very good. In classroom also the see your table and chairs are arranged in row and columns. And where else children you see things are arranged in row and columns? Yes. In dining area. Yes.
Ma'am, in hotels.
Ayan, yes. What you want to tell?
Ma'am, in bus.
In?
Ma'am, in our house. Ma'am, the ventilator.
Please let me listen to Ayansh first. Yes, Ayansh.
Ma'am, in bus.
In bus, yes, in bus. And where else the seats are arranged, or you can see the
Ma'am, in
arrangement is
hotels.
done in row and column.
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
in office, ma'am, in office,
In office.
ma'am,
Ma'am, dining
office,
area.
yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
Okay,
in
the children are
office,
taking
Ma'am,
note.
in model. Ma'am, in hotel.
Okay, now can I speak?
Ma'am, bank.
Okay, let mute your mics now. Your turn is over. Okay. Some says in bus, some says in theaters, some says in classrooms, some says in offices. And when you go to buy, yeah, when you go to buy actrays, are the actrays arranged in the row and column? Eggs are in the row and column in the actray. Yes or no? Have you observed that? Have you observed that? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And when you go to buy some fruits vendors and vegetable vendors, what they do, they arrange the fruits and vegetable in such a nice way in row and column. Right? Have you observed that? When you buy, when you go to buy
Yes, ma'am.
clothes, when you go to buy clothes, right? The shelves are arranged in the row and column.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
They take out
Renu
from the
ma'am,
shelf different. Yes, ma'am.
Renu ma'am, those who have raised the hands, when to ask them?
I
You
will
give me the
ask.
permission because there is Dhairya Shah, Trisha, Freya and Ayush.
I will ask, ma'am. What the query they have? Yes, Ayush, Trisha, Jishna. What is the problem? Tell me.
Ma'am. Ma'am, in hotels also.
Wait, let complete Ayush first. Yes, Ayush.
Ma'am, for the activity, actually, the thing that happened is that I have bindis, I have
I am
dal.
not discussing activity right now, Ayush.
Okay.
Please pay attention here, the topic which is going on.
Yes, I was.
Once I start the activity, I clear your doubts. Yes, Twisha.
Ma'am, I'm saying that in hotels also the seats are in the rows.
When you go to the marriages, also the seats are in the lawn, open area. The seats are arranged in row and column.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So, why are we learning about the row and column? See, children, sometimes the seats are arranged in row and column, and it is very difficult to count each and every seat, right? So, if you want to find out how many people are sitting in the theater, you just count the rows, count the columns, multiply them, you will get the number of seats in the theater. For example, see, now I'm going to show you something. It is very interesting. This topic is very much interesting for you all.
Excuse me, ma'am, I want to ask you one thing.
Just a minute. See, I will just show you in a second. Only for a second, I will show you something. You have to tell me how many squares are these.
6.
I will again show you for a second.
6, ma'am. 6.
Now, how many children have you counted a single? That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many of you have counted like this?
Ma'am, 46. No, ma'am.
46. Vivan,
45, ma'am.
how 45? I'm talking about how many squares are there?
Ma'am, I said 6. 6, ma'am.
6 squares. So, some children will count like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Ma'am, I understand by the row.
Some
No.
children count,
same with
listen
the
to
time.
me.
3 plus 3 equals to 6.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am, I also has counted like this.
Okay. Now, will you listen to me? Some children counted like that 3 plus 3, 6. Some counted like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this will be a time consuming. When you count row, 3 rows, how many rows are there?
2.
2 rows.
Yes. And how many columns are there?
3.
3 columns. When you multiply row with the column, what you will get?
6. 6.
So this is the arrangement we are going to learn today. And this is called the ray method. What method is called?
Ray method.
Ray method of multiplication. Which method?
Ma'am,
Ray method.
Yes. Tell me, Ekans.
ray method is same in the dice.
Ray method is same in the?
Dice.
Okay. Now listen it here. So when you do with the column and row method, row and column method multiplication, it will be easy to count. If there are more, right? If there are more squares, it will take you time to count each and every square. For example, if I fill this box completely, it will be very difficult for you to count each and every square. But if you know about the row and column method, you will able to count them faster, easily.
Yes.
Again, I'm going to show you and give you a single minute time, and you have to do the calculation fast.
14.
Now check.
12.
Okay. You said it is 12. Now, how many rows are in this?
And 4.
How many rows? 3 rows. 1, 2, and 3.
Ma'am, it's 3 rows and 4. Means that 3 goes and bad.
My dear grade 4 children, if you do like this, you will face the difficulty. I know you children are very much excited. Please keep your mics off. Make that you want to sleep, you better go and sleep. So there are 3 rows and how many columns are there? 4 columns. If you know the answer, write the answer in the chat box instead of unmuting your mics and speak in between. Please write the answer in the chat box. My first question is, how many total squares are in this? Suppose these are the seats in the theater. How many total seats are there? 12, you children. My next question is, how many rows are there in this? How many rows are there in this?
3.
3. How many columns are in this?
4.
4. Now you have learned about the row and column, right? Now, total there are 12. How many ways are there to arrange them in the row and column? How many more different ways? You can also try your own different way with arranging in the row and column, and tell me and write in the chat box that how many rows and how many columns I can make a 12, total 12. Please write complete. Please write total how many rows and how many columns I can arrange them, these 12 seats. Rahil,
Ma'am, you can make 4 rows instead of 3.
yes, I can make 4 rows. I can make 4 rows. Now, how many columns are here?
Columns.
There are 3 columns. Ma'am, then you can make.
So,
Ma'am,
4 rows, 4 multiplied by 3 is also 12.
Ma'am, ma'am,
3 multiplied by 4 is also 12. Now, tell me more ways how can I arrange these 12?
ma'am, can I say Vihan's? Ma'am, can I say? Ma'am,
Now, wait a minute.
ma'am, can I say?
I will switch off my mic. That I don't know why you keep your camera mic off again and again.
Ma'am, the answer is. Ma'am, you are not visible. Your camera is pointing off. May I say the answer?
Ma'am, may I say the answer?
Now I am visible to everyone.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Ma'am, may I?
The answer is.
Ma'am, can I say?
Bihan will say first. Others will mute
The
their mic.
answer is 2 rows, 6
Renu
columns.
madam said others will mute. Immediately mute yourself.
Ma'am, it is.
Because of all the mics are working. Then the speech of Renu ma'am gets disturbed. Yes, Vihan, please.
Ma'am, the answer is 2 rows, 6 columns, and 6 rows, 2 columns.
Yes, he says 2 rows and 6 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again, I will arrange this. 2 rows, 6 columns. And then he says 6 rows and 2 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are the arrangement in row and column and gives you the fast multiplication, right? You will able to multiply the numbers easily and you will able to recognize how many things are being placed in this if you count the rows and columns. Suppose there is a tray. Listen it carefully. There is a tray which is having 9 rows and 2 columns. How many eggs are in this? There is the egg tray.
Yes.
There are
Ma'am,
9 rows.
Is Dhairya calling? Dhairya,
Yes,
wait,
ma'am.
Renu madam will give
Left the
permission.
meeting.
Renu madam will give permission. Dhairya, wait. He has left the meeting.
I am going to switch off on my chat box. Please write the answer in the chat box. I went to buy eggs. Instead of counting the eggs in the single, instead of counting them, I just observe the row and column, how many rows and column are there, and I easily able to know that how many eggs are in this tray. So I have counted that there are 9 rows and 2 columns. How many eggs are that in that tray? Please write answer in the chat box. 9 rows, 2 columns.
18.
4
Ma'am,
rows,
18.
4 rows, 5 columns.
20.
Yes. 4 rows, 5 columns is 20. 9 rows, 2 columns is 18.
18.
Okay. And I went in a classroom and I know my one teacher told me that in this class, please stop messaging now. Stop messaging and listen it carefully. I went in the classroom and the class teacher told me, in my class, there are 35 children. Can you please tell me how the arrangement of this 35 has been done?
Ma'am, can I?
Yes. How the teacher has done the arrangement of these 35 students?
There are
Best
two.
possible way. Please tell me all the best possible way.
Ma'am, 7 rows and 5 columns or 5 rows and 7 columns?
Okay. Is he correct? 7 rows and 5 columns and 5 rows and 7
he's
columns?
correct. Yes.
He is correct.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is the method of arranging the things or the objects in row and column. So in your textbook, now open your textbook page number 120. I'm going to present you one textbook page and explain you how this garden, Shama's garden, has been arranged in row and column.
Ma'am,
Ma'am, what is the page number?
120.
ma'am,
Yes,
ma'am,
Rudra?
it is showing. Ma'am, it is showing that anyone has removed me. In this class, only 4 times I have removed, and it said anyone is removing you.
My dear, no one is removing here. Maybe my
But
mistake,
it
it
is
has been
saying.
done with the internet problems. Okay?
It happens with me also, ma'am.
Maybe it was because of the net issues.
It happens with me also.
Because it is automatically, we are not removing to any child. Okay?
And Rudra, you should say someone is removing. You cannot say anyone is removing. Someone is removing.
It is maybe because of net issues you are getting removed automatically. We teachers are not removing any child. Okay? Now I'm going to present you screen of your textbook page number 120. And please listen it carefully. Then we do the activity on today's topic. This is your page, tables and shares, chapter number 11, Shama's garden. Now Shama has planted sunflower, rose and marigold plants in her garden. She has planted them in 3 flower beds. Her garden looked like this. So 3 flower beds. It is arranged in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows and 3 columns. See how I planted 18 plants in each flower bed. The Shama is saying that, see, first method she has used that only 1 row and 18 columns. If you see here the first one, which is, am I audible, Swati ma'am?
Yes,
Children,
ma'am, you
am I?
are audible.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. So if you see the first one, this first flower bed, she has arranged that 1 row and 18 columns. Then in the second method, the answer will be same. She is having the 18, but the arrangement is different. Then in the second one, she has taken 6 rows and 3 columns. So it will be 6 into 3 is also 18. And in the next, she has taken 2 rows and 9 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you can see that this 18 is being arranged in different ways. The number is 18. The objects are being arranged in different ways. Now, each flower bed has a different arrangement. See how the roses are planted. I'm going to read it. Yes. So there are 6 rows with 3 plants each. What are the ways in which the sunflower and marigold are planted? One way is 1 into 18. So there are 1 row and 18 plants in each. So you can write the first way. Second way is 6 into 3. So there are 6 rows and 3 columns. Or the third way is 2 into 9 also. So this is also one way of writing 18. You too can make your own garden, draw a garden showing flower beds with 48 plants. Each row should have the same number of plants. Row and column you can arrange. Take now as I told you, we are going to do the activity. Before doing the activity, I'm going to show you the picture again, how to arrange in the row and column. So you have to see it. I'm going to present one video. Just a minute. Listen this video carefully.
Multiplication using arrays.
Ma'am, can you mute yourself?
You have learned
Yes.
earlier that an array is a group of objects arranged in rows and columns. And to find the number of objects in an array, we can use repeated addition. This array has 5 rows and 3 columns. To find the number of objects in the array, we can add together the number of objects in each row. There are 3 objects plus 3 equals.
As you know that multiplication is a repeated addition. So
Yes.
they are explaining you in both the ways, with the addition also and with the multiplication also.
Equals 6. Plus 3 equals 9. Plus 3 equals 12. Plus 3 equals 15. So we have 15 objects. As we have learned, we can represent repeated addition using multiplication as 5 times 3. Did you notice something?
With the multiplication also, it's showing how many rows and how many columns. So 5 rows and 3 columns will multiply, will give you the 15.
If you look at 5 times 3, you will find that 5 is the number of rows and 3 is the number of columns. So when we want to find the number of objects in an array, we can directly multiply the number of rows by the number of columns. Have a look at this array. To find the number of objects,
see, there are many objects given together. Now, fast calculation you have to do. Count the number of rows and columns and multiply them. You will able to understand and you will able to know how many objects are here.
Ma'am, 28 are the objects. 28. 28 objects. 28. 28.
objects in it. We can multiply the number
Yes,
of
my dear
rows
children, you all are correct. Listen it now.
by the number of columns. 7. which is the same as adding 7 to itself 4 times. And that equals 28. Now, let us try to find the product of 5 times 6 by creating an array.
Now you all have the objects, and I told you to bring something in the class. Some buttons. Yes.
Bring.
Now write today's date.
Ma'am, in notebook.
Yes. In notebook, write today's date. Write topic multiplication using arrays. Write topic multiplication using arrays. And solve this sum 5 multiplied by 6. Solve it with the
3.
draw array.
Topic.
Do the arrangement. Topic is mentioned here. Multiplication using arrays. Ma'am,
Now, ma'am, after writing the topic.
after writing the topic, write 5 multiplied by 6. Write 5 multiplied by 6. What will be the answer 5 multiplied by 6?
30. 30.
Write,
30.
write equal to 30. 5 multiplied by 6 equals to 30. Now take anything. If you have buttons, you take buttons. If you have laltans, means the dals, if you have, you can take that also. Whatever the material you have, you take. You take 30 small things. If you don't have buttons 30, you take, yeah, dals of any color and arrange them. If it is 5 multiplied by 6, it is showing that 5 rows and 6 columns. First is row and second is column. So arrange them in 5 rows.
Excuse me,
Paste it in
ma'am.
your notebook. Yes, Lamha.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I don't have enough, so can I draw?
Yes, you can draw. And color it later on, okay? Afterwards, after your class, you can color it also. If you don't have anything to paste, you just have to draw and color them.
Ma'am, column. Ma'am.
First, if it is 5 multiplied by 6, the first number is the row and the second number is the column. Always remember, when you are writing in the row and column, you first write the first row and then column.
First row करवानो, second column. मम्मी वो जान छो.
મને હજુ બટન આપો.
Please mute your mic.
Ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, I don't have I have buttons, but I have chana.
Okay.
Is it okay?
So whichever the quantity you have more, you use that.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, how I stick small dals?
Once you complete, please show it. Very good. Very good. Who has done this?
Ma'am, do we have to stick
One, please complete it.
Ma'am.
Very good. Yes.
We have to make 5 rows. Ma'am, do we have to stick buttons or
Anything whichever you have. Anything. Yes. Not mix. Don't mix for everyone.
Ma'am, so how many
Ma'am,
rows and how many columns?
Mute your mic, Mikdad, because my voice will echo. I will explain it.
I have a question.
I will explain you. You mute your mic. Mikdad, your question was that how many rows and how many columns, right? I told 5 multiplied by 3, right? So how many objects you need, Mikdad, total?
And 5 multiplied by
5 multiplied by 6.
5 multiplied by 6, right?
Yes. So how many objects you need?
30.
30. So the first number is the row and the second number is the column.
Ma'am. Ma'am, see.
Yes, Vivaan. Very good. Very good, Vivaan.
Ma'am, I want to stick Bindi notebook. I can stick.
Yes, you have bindis, you stick bindis. Once you complete, now children, this is the 30 total. How you will arrange in the different way to get the total 30? Now use something else as an object and please arrange. The total should come 30. Please change the row and column. How can you arrange it?
Ma'am, 15. No, ma'am, 2 rows and 15 columns.
Yes, 2 rows and 15 columns.
Ma'am, 5 rows, 6 columns.
5 rows and 6 columns is already done. Can you please try some other way? Please write some in some other way.
And 6 rows, 5 columns. 3 rows, 5 columns. 5 columns. Ma'am.
3 rows and 5 columns.
Yes, 6 rows and 5 columns.
3 into 5 will be 15 only. I am saying the number is 30.
Sorry, 3 rows, 7 columns.
Children, if you all speak together, you all face difficulty. Please write the answer in the chat box.
Ma'am, I have to ask you something. Can I ask?
Yes, please. Please write the answer in the chat box. Yes, Ayansh.
Ma'am, I have written 5 multiplied by 6 is equals to 30.
You have used 5 multiplied by 6 equals to 30. Yes, I want some other ways how you will get the 30. How you will arrange in row and column to get the same answer 30.
But ma'am, I am in first, so what I
Prisha, 7 fours or 4 sevens will be 28, not 30. Manrajodia, 4 rows, 7 columns is 28, not 30. Will not give you 30 answer. Yes, Yug Baria has told me 10 columns and 3 rows. Yes, very good, Yug. Now you have different objects as I told you to bring bindis, dals, buttons. You please arrange them. Now I'm writing some numbers. Arrange them in different way. 15 in different columns, row and column. 14 and 45.
Ma'am, can you send it in the chat?
I'm sending in the chat.
Ma'am, can you see?
Just a minute. 35. Please take these numbers and arrange them in the row and column. Yes, let me see. Lamha. Yes, Lamha, you have done. Yes,
Yes,
1, 2,
ma'am.
5.
Ma'am, I have made
4, 5,
circle.
6. Yes, yes, very good.
Ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am,
yes, Arya.
we have an internet option. That's why I have missed the video till now.
What you have missed?
This activity.
You have missed. You log out.
Yes.
Okay.
Because of internet connection.
Okay, no worries. I will explain you again. Man and Vihan and Kahan, please mute your mics.
Ma'am, in maths notebook or in rough?
In notebook, in maths notebook, you have to arrange the row and column as I have given you. When I was showing the video, you were there, Arya?
No.
You were not there?
Yes. I was not there.
Okay. I will play this video again. You able to see this video, Arya?
The first factor represents.
I'm going to play it from the beginning. Just listen it.
You have learned earlier that an array is a group of objects arranged in rows and columns. And to find the number of objects in an array, we can use repeated addition. This array has 5 rows and 3 columns.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am? Ma'am, we
To
have
find the
to
number of objects in
stick the buttons, or we have to just put in the notebooks.
No, you have to stick them. How you will put it in the notebook? You have to arrange it into row and column and stick it.
Okay, ma'am.
the array, we can add together the number of objects in each row. There are 3 objects plus 3 equals 6. Plus 3
As
equals 9.
multiplication is a repeated addition, so you
Plus
can
3 equals
add
12.
it and find the total.
Plus 3
And one more
equals
way of
15.
finding is multiplying the row and column also.
So we have 15 objects. As we have learned, we can represent repeated addition using multiplication as 5 times 3. Did you notice something?
Yes,
I made
very good,
rows
there.
in each column.
There,
Five
what you, yes. Now arrange this total 30. You have total 30, right? Arrange it
Yeah.
different way also.
Ma'am, but I stick it. I stick it with glue.
Now you have something else.
I have buttons.
Or you
And
can explain me how we can arrange in the different way in the row and column to get the 30. Different row and different column.
yeah, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes.
we have to orange. Ma'am, can I say
Yes. Yes, there.
15 rows, 15 rows and 2 columns make 30.
Very good. Very good. Okay. What are the other ways to get the 30? Now, instead of making, you can draw. Instead of sticking, you can draw also. Or you can write the best ways that 15 multiplied by 20 also 30. Okay. 10 multiplied by 3 is also 30. 3 multiplied by 10 is also 30. Am I clear?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have to now not stick anything, right?
Now you make with the different numbers. 14. You take number 14. You take number 7. You can number 6. And arrange them in the row and column.
I want to ask you one thing. Whichever you have written the numbers in chat box,
Yes.
we have to all arrange with dal and buttons and this.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, ma'am.
And complete it, okay? Yes, Prisha.
Can you
Arya, you are doing? Yes, very good, very good. Arya, you are doing?
And those who have done can leave for music class.
Yes, yes, they can leave, those who have done. And I'm going to send you the worksheet based on this today's topic. Complete it and send me today.
Ma'am, instead of sticking, I can draw.
Yes, you can draw also.
Renu ma'am,
Have a good day.
Renu ma'am, we have to send this. We have to send this activity to you, right?
Yes, you have to send me the pictures of this activity.
Okay, ma'am. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, ma'am. Bye.
Bye.